tighter couplet than we saw earlier, right? It looked like maybe it was fading a little bit, and I think we're gonna see that a little bit here, right? Storm might start to weaken a little bit, but then all that unstable air begins being fed into the storm again, and we start to see that couplet move again. Or that couplet start to kind of just take shape again. We also have a flash flood warning here as well. Let's go ahead and turn on our severe warning fill so it's not blinking, okay? Like I said, it's a little bit easier on the eyes there. I'll circle the area of rotation. Okay, so it looks like it just may have passed northwest of Goodman, but now we're talking about crossing over Route 49. So again, if you live between Diamond, Neosho, Goodman, you need to be in your safe place, lowest part of your house. Okay, if you do not have a basement, it needs to be the centermost part of your house. Closet, bathroom, under your stairs, centermost part of your house. All right, this storm has kept this rotation going. Let's go ahead and bring in our correlation coefficient area. Okay, so I'm not liking what I'm seeing here, okay? We look for little areas like this. This kind of almost looks like a track a little bit, doesn't it? Off to the back here. Not really liking what I'm seeing in that sense. It means that we could be seeing some debris being lofted into the air right now. That is not good news, okay? And that just moved north of Goodman. All right, so this is kind of the area that we're worried about right now. Again, a potential tornado in progress right now. Everything that we have seen on radar confirms that there's a tornado in progress. We just do not have visual confirmation at this time. Taking a look right now, we have not gotten any. So here we go, another local storm report. Reported 81-mile-per-hour gusts 7 miles west-southwest of Goodman. All right, kind of that area, west-southwest, kind of that area where we're seeing the track of maybe a little bit of debris in here, okay? This is our debris tracker, all right? So that's what we're looking at. There is the possibility that debris is being lofted into the air right now, and the radar is picking up by that, but it has to be lofted up several thousands of feet to be picked up here. All right, what I want to do is go back to our velocity and just make it very clear where we're seeing that area of rotation. Unfortunately, that area that I circle where there may have been debris is right where we are seeing that area of rotation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put an icon here. Okay, there's our area of rotation right there. Unmistakably, that is our rotation. I mean, that is as clear as day as it gets for us here in this department. I mean, we've seen, yes, have we seen tighter couplets and things like that? It doesn't matter. That red and green indicates that we are seeing winds moving towards and away from the radar. That is unmistakably rotation that we're watching right now. So this storm has continued to produce rotation for, let's see, it's 10:29. The last 30 minutes, this storm has continued and continued and continued to produce rotation. And actually, Donald and I went live for a cut-in earlier. So we're talking about the last hour. This storm has just continued to sustain this rotation. And there is just so much unstable air to the east of this storm that it continues moving. Again, Donald said it was moving 45 miles per hour to the northeast. All right. So 1032, McKellenny, 1035, Crowder College, 1039, Neosho, 1043, Monarch Springs, 1048, Granby. All right, I just want to change my tone of voice just a little here because this is a serious situation that we're seeing right now. We are seeing the potential debris being lofted into the air, a potential tornado currently in progress. All right, 81-mile-per-hour wind gusts just west-southwest of Goodman. Taking a look right now at some of these areas. I don't see any reports of any visual confirmation just yet.
It did slow down a bit. It's moving at 40 now.
It is moving at 40, okay.
Update, so it's moving at 40 now.
Thank you, Donald.
Yep.
Yes, so 40 miles per hour now. Let's go ahead and clear that off and get you a better time here, because I had that at 45, which with it going 45 just means, hey, wait, latest radar update here. Love to see this. Okay, rotation has kind of started to fade a little bit in this storm. Looks like it lost some intensity here for a moment. We're going to have to continue watching this. But here, let's bring it back. That's honestly the best thing that we can do here is let me zoom out a little bit and watch the track of this rotation, okay? Here we go. You see how it fades at times, it comes back in and starts to strengthen again, but right there looks like just south of Neosho as it's crossing 49, maybe starting to fade ever so slightly. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on this. This is a good sign, but Crowder College, you need to be in your safe place right now. The rotation is moving over you right now. So that you need to get to your safe place. Monarch Springs, you are next. All right, this just crossed 71, crossed 49 already, moving south of Neosho. Monarch Springs needs to get in your safe place. Crowder College, you have to be there. You have to be there right now. So lowest part of your house, if you do not have a basement, most center part of your house, bathroom, hallway, underneath your stairs if able, okay? Get to that safe place. Right now, let's pull up our storm relative velocity and make sure that we're seeing the same thing there. Donald, I know you're on max 2. Okay, so still a little bit of rotation here. Looks like it may have just moved slightly north.
That storm relative velocity?
Yes, storm relative velocity showing a little bit of a couplet here, just over Neosho. Okay, so again, you need to get to your safe place. You need to be there. All right, so Donald, let me know if you're seeing anything. Can you switch between radar sites and tell me between Kansas City and Wichita if Wichita will reach that far, if it is also picking up on that same rotation?
Yes. Look at Kansas City right now. There's still a bit of broad rotation there in the same place you were just saying from Kansas City. That's still there at this moment. And if we're looking at also, let's go to Tulsa. Tulsa is on the weaker side, but that's because it's a little farther out. So it's not picking up probably some upper level rotation. So.
All right, so we're still, and I noticed that you're still seeing some of those brighter colors on there as well, indicating strong winds. Like I said, 81 mile per hour wind gust southwest of Goodman. Trooper, we have a Missouri State Highway Patrol in Newton County who was reporting pea-sized hail as well. Okay, we are really concerned about the tornado aspect of this right now, but that is helpful. This storm continues to drop hail south of Highway 76 and 43 at Tiff City, pea to dime size hail. All right. Right now, again, this has not been extended just yet, but we've seen it extended before. We've seen that rotation start to fizzle out and then intensify again. So we need to stay with this storm. Still a little bit of rotation. I know it's hard to see, okay? Here is the hook right here, okay? Inflow still has an opportunity to come in. And as I mentioned, okay, this area out here, extremely unstable air has been untouched all day, has just been primed for severe weather today and hasn't had any weather move through to restabilize it. So we are still seeing very unstable conditions there in that area. All right, so now I know there's a lot of colors on your screen right now. All right, the purple is indicating a tornado watch that remains in effect at 1 a.m. The yellow is a severe thunderstorm warning that is also now moving into Grove. All right, let's take a little bit of a wider look here as well. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning now. Let's get a little bit of a look towards the north of this tornado warning, and you'll see that severe thunderstorm warning now continuing into portions of Dade County. and into Lawrence County. So you notice there, again, it's kind of breaking apart a little bit here. That's good news. What I want to do is we're just going to pull our shear tracker up and just look at this whole thing. Okay, so look at this. Areas of potential rotation across this whole storm has had some areas too. So definitely potential, funnel cloud possibly with that severe thunderstorm warning that was moving through Jasper County and then into Dade and Lawrence County. Let's go ahead and move a little bit further south here. So here's the good news as well. We're not seeing much with the shear right now, the shear tracker. So near Neosho, Crowder College. So it looks like some of that rotation started to fizzle out just west of Goodman. It looks like it may have tried to recirculate a little bit. Just south there, we have that little dot there. But this was the last area that had some solid rotation with it, okay? So this tornado warning right now still in effect till 11 p.m., but we're seeing good signs now that maybe this storm is starting to weaken ever so slightly. So let's keep an eye on this here. We're going to stay with you with this storm. All right, now take a look at that. So what they just did is they went ahead and they took Goodman out of, thank you. So the tornado warning for McDonald County is canceled. So Goodman, you are now out of that tornado warning. But we are seeing that storm continue to move northeast. So Newton County, you are still in this tornado warning. Okay, let's pull up our live Doppler radar. So what they're doing here is they're adjusting the polygon as the storm moves. Okay, now this is really good to see as well. We're not really seeing that same hook echo shape that we were before. You still see it a little bit here. Still potentially there, but look at that inflow notch starting to kind of fizzle out. What's happening is we're getting kind of more of a linear storm here. Once this becomes linear, we could be seeing a QLCS. That stands for quasi-linear convective system. A quasi-linear convective system is a convective thunderstorm that is linear, right? So convective energy creates thunderstorms. So convective energy, you can think about just like fuel for the storm, right? You need that. So this convective linear, becoming linear, and when that happens, all right, we're going to zoom out a little bit. When we get a linear system like this, we get those potential tornadoes that are called QLCS tornadoes, and they develop right on the outer edge of the line. Okay? So what we're going to do, this storm continues to move northeast. We're just going to do the whole squall line here, not including the tornado warning. Let's talk about everyone involved with this storm, even outside of this tornado warning here, as this line begins to push in. All right, so the last information we have is that it was moving 45 miles per hour. Was that still the case on that latest update?
Yes, 40.
40 miles per hour?
It's 40.
Okay, let's go ahead and get our squall line here. And let's time this out. So we draw this line here. It's moving northeast, about 40 miles per hour, okay? Here's everyone in this storm, okay? Not just the tornado warning, because what I'm seeing right now is this storm is pushing into an atmosphere that is still primed. So at any point along this line, we could see a development of a tornado, okay? And again, these tornadoes are not your typical supercell tornadoes. They don't have the same movement that a supercell does. A supercell has the freedom to go north, south, east, west, can kind of have a mind of its own, right? With a QLCS tornado, that tornado is forced to move the same way as the motion of the storm itself, that line of storms. So right, so that is a long line of storms. That tornado can't move too far north, can't move too far south. It has to stay going northeast with the rest of that line. It can't slow down, it's being pushed. When that happens, we typically don't see them last on the ground very long. I was actually taken back a little bit by how long that rotation lasted. And what we can do here, I want to leave this up for another minute. So if you see your town on that screen there. Pineville 1042, Pierce City 1046, Monette 1052, Purdy 1057. If you see your name here, get to your safe place, okay? So as this storm continues to push east, what we're going to do here in a minute is we're going to go back and look at that rotation and how it progressed, okay?
So I just wanted to butt in and say that I was looking at the shear values, and there's a bit of rotation still just barely south of Stark City.
Perfect. Okay, let's take a look at that right now, because that's exactly what we were going to, was back to our velocities to take a look at the progression of that system. And this will help give us a bit of a wider look as well. So there's the area of rotation that he's seeing ever so slightly. And the other thing I'm going to do, so this is just east of Neosho, right there. All right, well, what else we're going to do? We're going to take our velocity tracker. Look at these winds. 58, 59, even south of that, again, along this line. Let's see an area. Oh, there we go. Just had another radar update. Okay, so now, again, as he mentioned, near Stark City, it's kind of where we're seeing that rotation begin to move. So looks like there's a few areas. Again, this is a line of storms, so we can have multiple areas of rotation along that line. So here's where I'm looking right now, the best area that I'm potentially seeing for rotation at the moment that gives me the best evidence at this moment. Let's go over to our storm relative velocity and see if we can diagnose this a little bit more. Okay, so you see now what we're seeing is some more broad level rotation. Again, this takes the motion out of the storm for us. And as I mentioned, green and red indicates we're seeing, especially when you get the areas coming together like you do here. Right, but this is a very large area, okay? So that is broad level rotation. That is not a tight couplet. That does not, typically when we see this type of rotation, really means that we're seeing rotation across a large portion, maybe a wall cloud. But typically with rotation like this, you're not seeing a tornado because the couplet is not as tight. It is not as pronounced. I will say we just had another radar update. If we get a little bit closer here, Stark City. We're going to go street level on this because we do see some areas. So just to be on the safe side, okay? This is moving right over Stark City right now. So Teal Drive, okay? That's where we're starting to see that move through. What do we have there? Turtle Drive, Teal Drive, Linden Drive. If you're in Stark City and you're in this area, you need to get to your safe place, okay? That needs to happen. We are still under a tornado warning until 11 o'clock. All right? I need you to get to your safe place right now. I know it's late. I know maybe you have family members that are sleeping. Wake them up. Time to get downstairs. Time to get to the centermost part of your house. Time to get to the lowest part of your house, a basement preferably. If you don't have a basement, let's get to your centermost part of your house, bathroom, hallway, under your stairs if able. Okay? Let's zoom out a little bit here. This area of red that you're seeing underneath there is what we call a severe warning fill. I can take that out. And then we have that watch fill. That's our tornado watch. We'll take that off as well. Okay? So again, some broad level rotation, but still a small area of a potential couplet right here. I know it gets messy. I know it gets hard to see. I'll put an icon on there as well, just so you can see it right now. Okay? This is the area. And now what we'll do is I'll clear off my horrendous artwork. And we will time this out moving northeast. 10:44 p.m. So another severe thunderstorm warning was just issued for Cedar, Dade, Greene, and Lawrence County. So we'll get to that here in just a second. That's that severe thunderstorm warning off to the northeast that's continuing. Let's time out this tornado warning moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Okay. Newtonia. We're going Newtonia. Berwick, 1056. Newtonia, 1046. Yonkerville, 1101. Pierce City, 1103. All right, these are the areas you need to be in your safe place right now. All right, we still have this tornado warning going until 11 o'clock. Let me zoom out a little bit here. All right, so it looks like we have a wide severe thunderstorm warning. Take a look at that guy. That thing is massive. This severe thunderstorm warning here, let me give you the information on it. The one that I'm looking at right now, I'm going to give you, it's kind of hard to miss. I mean, it takes up a quarter of your screen there. That severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Cedar County, Polk County, Lawrence County, Western Greene County, Dade County, and that goes until 11:30. We are seeing this storm move northeast at 60 miles per hour. It's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. We're also seeing wind gusts around 60 miles per hour. These are radar indicated wind gusts. Locations impacted will include Stockton, Willard, Mount Vernon, Ash Grove, Greenfield, Pierce City. Okay. Still watching this tornado warning. It's possible they may let this expire, and that may be why they went ahead with such a wide area for that severe thunderstorm warning. That's likely what will occur here, but it all depends on this rotation. Let's get back to our velocity.
I have my eye on the tornado warning, so. Yep.
Okay, perfect. We're going to go back through our velocity here. Donald doing everything he can here to help us out. Take a look. As I mentioned now, we're dealing with more of a linear motion on this storm. Okay, and what we could actually do, I want to play this out for you. Here's the storm moving northeast, okay? So what we can do along that line where we have that wide severe thunderstorm warning, we know that it's moving at 60 miles per hour. So we can draw this line. We can even go through the tornado warning as well. I'm seeing an area, Donald, if you can check it out for me while I'm doing this, just north of Pineville. Looks like there might be a little inflow notch there.
Yes, I see that. I'll check it out.
All right, so Mount Vernon, 1051, Monette, 1056, Aurora, 1107, Republic, 1115, Springfield, 1120, Nixa, 1131, Ozark, 1136, Rogersville, 1143. You want to get to your safe place. I'm going to leave this up here just for a minute. If you see your town name on here or you heard me say your name, it's time to get to that safe place, okay? This line of storms has a history of producing a tornado. Radar indicated, but man, we see quite a bit of evidence to suggest that there was a tornado in progress. All right, that was moving through Delaware, McDonald, and Newton County when we saw that. Donald, how's that rotation look?
So I was looking just northeast of Pineville, and as of right now, it doesn't look like there's anything to indicate any type of rotation at this moment. So it looks like we're safe for now.
Perfect. And actually, yeah, right where we went ahead and are showing you this, let me clear this off, because right as we did that, or just a minute after, now look at that severe thunderstorm warning. My goodness. So they're going with that whole line that we just timed out for you. That whole line, they're going ahead with a severe thunderstorm warning there. Let's get some information on that. Donald, go ahead and
yeah, I'll get that.
Give me some information there.
Okay. So that is moving northeast at 50 miles an hour. Hazard is strictly 60 mile per hour wind gust, and that's radar indicated. So with this way, you know, because it's starting to turn into a line, it's going to start to turn more into that wind threat. So we're going to see 60 mile an hour winds with this very large, severe storm that's starting to move through.
And you said 50 miles per hour?
Moving northeast at 50 miles an hour, producing a hazard of 60 mile an hour wind gusts. Okay,
so again, don't let your guard down with this system. I know it's a severe thunderstorm warning. We have a tornado possible on that or no? Okay, they're not going with a tornado possible. They went ahead. So more than likely, this tornado warning will be set to expire. So we're going to leave this up we'll go with you here till that tornado warning, and then until that tornado warning expires, and then we'll go ahead and send you back to regular scheduled programming so long as that they don't issue another tornado warning here.
That is
okay?
until 11 p.m. for the tornado warning.
Yep, so we got about another 10 minutes here that we're going to stick with you to make sure that that tornado warning does not start to regenerate or recirculate once again. So we're going to keep our eye on that. Let's clear this off your screen here. I want to move a little bit further south. Boy, this line of thunderstorms is a biggin. All right, so again, I want to start covering a little bit back to our south here for our counties. Let's clear some of, there's a lot of colors on your screen here. Let's go ahead and start clearing some of this off for you. So I want to say we have flash flood warnings here as well. That is important. I mean, this system at times has dropped anywhere from an inch to an inch and a half of rain per hour, maybe even up to 2 inches at times. And we can check that here in a moment. But I want to go ahead and get some of these off of your screen so we can just look at these severe thunderstorm warnings, and then we'll look at these rainfall amounts. So here we are. Here's our line of storms. Lots of lightning associated with these storms as well. You notice towards the edge there, yeah, it's starting to kind of hook a little bit here. I don't see too much to have me overly concerned right now. We can check our shear tracker here in just a moment. But let's get some information on these severe thunderstorm warnings off to the south, okay? So this severe thunderstorm warning moving towards Jay and Grove. Hail just over 3/4 of an inch. All right, this is radar indicated. Severe thunderstorm warning goes until 11 p.m. Let's get some more info on this one heading in towards Benton County. It's still in Oklahoma right now, but it's moving northeast towards Benton County. And I think those are going to be out of the Tulsa office, so the ones that we're looking at towards the south.
Yes.
So let's get some information. Both of these storms look like they are moving northeast 45 miles per hour, and the hazards include 60 mile per hour wind gusts up to quarter-sized hail. And so this is for both of these storms. Okay, so we have same hazards and same speeds on these storms. So I'm going to give you the information that I'm seeing with these storms, and I'm going to go ahead and just give you a little bit of a clear off your screen here because I'm starting to make it a little messy. So you'll notice that one of these severe thunderstorm warnings, the one further off to the southeast, and I'll bring a pointer up. So this one here is going to be moving northeast into northwestern Benton County. So it'll start clipping western and then move into northwestern Benton County. All right. This one here is Delaware County, moving northeast, then into Ottawa and potentially Newton County, and then also maybe even Cherokee County in there as well. It looks like that we have that warning in there as well. So again, I'll go over these counties with you and let you know. All right, so for the counties of Cherokee, Delaware, Mays, Oklahoma, Wagner, we are seeing a special weather statement there. We'll get to that in a second. Latimer, Pittsburgh, Oklahoma, and Adair, Cherokee, and Delaware counties, severe thunderstorm warning, hail 1 inch in diameter, and these are these two severe thunderstorm warnings here. Hail 1 inch in diameter, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, okay? Again, it does not look like this tornado warning here has been extended, so that is good news. Let's get a look just overall over the past, we'll go the past 6 hours here, how much rainfall we have seen with these storms. Look at that. My goodness, some of these storms have dropped quite a bit of rain, especially moving into Craig, there into Ottawa County. We can go ahead and 3 inches of rain over the past 6 hours there in Ottawa County. Heading into Craig, 2.9 inches, and then just south into Craig County there, just south of Veneta, 2 inches of rain over the past 6 hours. So not only have we been dealing with the potential for tornadoes, hail, wind, but now we also have the potential for flooding as well. We've seen a lot of rainfall in a short amount of time. Lots of drought conditions out there right now as well. Let's bring back our live Doppler radar. All right, and as I mentioned, if they're not continuing this severe or this tornado warning here, this system continues to move northeast. We're likely going to let you go back to regular scheduled programming here in just a few minutes. But let's go ahead and time this out one more time for you. This large line of storms where you see that large portion in yellow is that line of storms that continues to move through. And here I'm going to draw a line here to show you this is kind of starting to take a bow echo shape. Okay, so I'll bring it around so you can kind of see what I'm saying. So it's starting to kind of make that bow and arrow shape. Take that bow and arrow, right? Well, to get that kind of shape, you have to have very strong winds behind that. We've seen winds reported in portions of McDonald and Newton County that were 80 miles per hour at times. So second line is beginning to develop off to the west. We'll talk about that in a second. Visibility is being reduced. Miller County Sheriff's Department says their visibility is reduced to 150 feet. So we have those severe thunderstorm warnings that continue to come in right now. Tornado warning, this was at, what time was this? 10:53. So a few minutes ago. Tornado warning continues, remains in effect for eastern Newton County until 11 o'clock. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to time this out. We had 50 mile per hour, 50. Oh, that's a little too far out. I was going off the warning there. You can clear this off your screen. Sorry about that. 50 mile per hour speed. Now they're saying the threat here is 60 mile per hour wind gusts, but we have reports of 81 mile per hour wind gusts. Okay, so this is moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. Lots of severe thunderstorm warnings attached to this storm right now. Best area that could potentially still see a tornado threat. I'm going to circle that area. I mean, the further east that you go, some of these areas already saw some rainfall. So really, south central Missouri into northwest Arkansas, that's going to be the best area or that's going to be the most opportune area for a tornado to develop along the lines with these storms where the atmosphere is still unstable at this time. So there is quite a bit going on and quite a bit of people being affected by this. And we take this very seriously here. Here we go. Continuing severe thunderstorm warning for Berry, Christian, Greene, Lawrence, McDonald, Newton County. They went ahead and attached a tornado possible to this one, okay? This now goes until 11:30. All right, so we're going to stay with you with that tornado possible attached to that because we're going to take a closer look here. I'm going to take the watch boxes off. So that area in purple is the tornado watch, right? That's why we talk about the potential for tornado to still be possible here. But I want to take this off to ease up the eyes a little bit and do a little bit more tracking with this storm, okay? So here we are.
I was going to say that tornado warning has expired, but now we do have that possible tag, so we're going to keep an eye out on that next. So.
Yeah, definitely got to keep an eye on that. We're also now seeing severe thunderstorm warning now being extended into Benton and McDonald County as well. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled for any rotation here along this system. So let's go ahead and start breaking this down once again. Let's reset, okay? Because we've got a lot of new information, right? A lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. There's still a second line of storms that will push in to the east later tonight, okay? So we have to deal with the second round. We have to get through this first round first. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. All right, you'll see, look at how far this extends, okay? So we're looking at areas of Cedar County all the way down to Benton and Delaware County in Oklahoma. All right, so let's get a good look at this system. I know the reason why we're seeing it's kind of messy here too, right? We have multiple National Weather Service offices issuing warnings at the same time, right? So we have Tulsa handling some of these warnings here in Oklahoma. Then we have Missouri handling some of these, Springfield's office handling some of these here. So they can start to kind of look a little wonky in shape and size here, but that's because as they move, have gone with the tornado possible tag. Severe warnings now given. Weak rotations are showing up along this line. 70-mile-per-hour wind gust potential as well with this system. That's the newest and latest information that we have in with this system. So really what I mean, this system is so wide. I want to break it down, but I want to make sure that everyone is getting the information that they need on timing here. So let's go ahead and just get the timing out on this once again. We need to get a little bit closer than that. It has been a long night, sure has. I know the 4 states is ready to get to bed. I know it's late. All right, we're hoping, and what it's looking like is this system is going to continue to move northeast. As that happens, the system behind it, we're hoping that, you know, in the way that it's looking, that it's taken some of the intensity out of the air. All right. I'm going to give Donald a chance here. Go ahead and go over some of these communities. I'm going to take over on that computer.
Okay.
You go ahead and start taking over here for a few minutes, and let's get some information here.
All right, so we're going to time out this line here. When it's a massive line, as you were saying. It extends pretty much all the way from basically almost St. Clair County all the way down to Delaware County there in Oklahoma. So it's a very long line. And giving some timings here for this. Let me draw that out again for you. All right, so right along this line here, seeing Republic 11:08 p.m., Bentonville 11:17, Bridgewater 11:20, Nixa 11:30, Ozark. So it's going to start moving out, continuing to push out to the east. Looking down there in let's take a look at the southern counties at this moment in time for that line at this moment. All right. One sec, just let me get that line back up here.
Now, it sounds like, while we get some more information, I think this would be a great time to check in with severe storm specialist Doug Heddy. We're going to go ahead and get things squared away here. I have operations here in my ear. Guys, can you see? Let me check here. We may be able to take Doug from here. It looks like he is up right now. Let's go ahead. We're going to check in with severe specialist Doug Heddy.